Floyd Mayweather, the boxing legend, was in Las Vegas for the launch of his vape brand. But hold on to your hats, because things took an unexpected turn when a group of pro-Palestinian protesters crashed the party, chanting "Free Palestine" and turning the whole scene into a spectacle worthy of pay-per-view. Now imagine being Floyd in that moment, surrounded by a sea of passionate voices with a cause. Fans and onlookers alike had front row seats to this unexpected showdown, and let me tell you, the reactions were all over the place. One person said, "Floyd can't fight his way out of this one." Ouch, right? But let's zoom in on the heart of the matter. Mayweather's support for Israel. It's no secret that the man has been vocal about standing with Israel, even during times of conflict. Remember when he sent his private jets loaded with supplies to Tel Aviv during the Israel-Palestine conflict? Yeah, that happened. And that's not all. He even joined a march in support of the Jewish state. Talk about making a statement. But here's the kicker. All this support for Israel came back to bite him in Vegas. The pro-Palestinian protesters weren't having it. They wanted to make a statement, and boy did they succeed. The clash between Mayweather's entourage and the demonstrators became the talk of the town, sparking debates and discussions far and wide. And let's not forget the social media storm that followed. People were typing away, expressing everything from shock to disbelief. Some said they should fly to the Middle East to protest it in a meaningful way. Others chimed in with, "This is the dumbest shit ever. Like, what do you fix yelling like idiots?" You know how social media gets, always bringing the heat. Now let's dive into the rumor mill. Mayweather's security team, allegedly snatching a Palestinian flag, added fuel to the fire. Now I can't confirm or deny that, but let's just say it turned the whole situation into a powder keg ready to explode. As the chaos settled and the dust cleared, one thing was certain. Mayweather found himself in the ring outside of his comfort zone. Fans were divided, opinions were flying, and the aftermath of this unexpected face-off left the boxing champ with a lot to chew on. He needs to face the music, they said. And you can bet the rumblings from this encounter will echo in Mayweather's career for a while. After all, when you're in the public eye, every move counts. But hey, let's not forget the broader picture here. The clash in Vegas wasn't just about Mayweather and his views. It was a reflection of larger societal tensions, a snapshot of the ongoing debates about justice, freedom of speech, and the complexities of global politics. Let's rewind a bit and set the scene. Picture the Middle East, a powder keg of tension and conflict, especially between Israel and Palestine. The air is thick with political turmoil, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Now, enter Floyd Mayweather, the boxing legend with a knack for stirring the pot. When he decided to throw his weight behind Israel by sending supplies their way, he lit a fire that's been raging ever since. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just the gesture itself that got people talking. It was the way Mayweather did it. His Instagram post was like a punch to the gut for many, declaring his unwavering support for Israel and condemning Hamas in no uncertain terms. Some saw it as a bold move, while others saw it as a blatant disregard for the plight of the Palestinian people. Either way, it got the world's attention, and Mayweather knew exactly what he was doing. Enter Billy Dibb, the Aussie boxer with a heart of gold and a mouth to match. When he saw Mayweather's post, he didn't hold back. Nope, not for a second. He took to Twitter like a man on a mission, calling out Mayweather's support for Israel as nothing more than a cheap grab for attention. And let me tell you, he didn't mince words. When Muhammad Ali returned to his creator, the world mourned him. "Ali is the greatest," he tweeted, drawing a clear line in the sand between Mayweather and the real GOAT. But Dibb wasn't alone in this fight. Oh no, he had backup and plenty of it. Sonny Bill Williams, Josh Adokar, they all rallied behind Dibb, waving the Palestinian flag high and proud. It was a show of solidarity unlike anything the sporting world had seen before, and it sent a clear message. When one of us falls, we all stand together. Now, let's talk about Mayweather's response, or should I say, lack thereof. Despite the mounting criticism, he stood firm in his support for Israel, doubling down on his stance and refusing to back down. His defiance only fueled the fire, igniting a debate that shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. But here's where things get really interesting. It's not just about Mayweather and Dibb anymore. Oh no, this feud has taken on a life of its own, drawing in spectators and commentators from every corner of the globe. From social media to the airwaves, everyone's got an opinion, and they're not afraid to share it. And let's not forget about the rumors, because you know they're swirling faster than a tornado in a trailer park. Some say Mayweather's move was nothing more than a publicity stunt, designed to keep his name in the headlines. Others speculate that there's more to Dibs' opposition than meets the eye, pointing to his own personal struggles as a possible driving force behind his activism. Who knows what's true and what's just hot air, but one thing's for sure, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Now, Mayweather's no stranger to controversy, let's be real. From his flashy lifestyle to his brash attitude, he's always been a polarizing figure. But this is next level. Taking sides in a conflict as deeply rooted and volatile as the Israel-Palestine issue, that's a whole new can of worms, and it's got people talking, both for better and for worse. On one hand, you've got the die-hard Mayweather fans who'll stick by him no matter what. To them, he's the GOAT, plain and simple. They see his support for Israel as a bold move, a sign of strength and conviction in a world full of wishy-washy celebrities. To them, Mayweather can do no wrong, and this whole debacle, just another bump in the road to greatness. But then there's the other camp, the skeptics, the critics, the ones who aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. To them, Mayweather's support for Israel reeks of opportunism, a desperate attempt to stay relevant in an ever-changing world. They see it as a betrayal of the values that made him a legend in the first place, a slap in the face to those who've looked up to him for inspiration. And let's not forget about the impact on Mayweather's legacy. I mean, the man's already carved out a pretty impressive niche for himself in the annals of boxing history. Undefeated in the ring, with more belts and titles than you can shake a stick at, his resume speaks for itself. But now there's a stain on that legacy, a shadow hanging over his illustrious career that's hard to ignore. You see, sports isn't just about wins and losses, belts and titles. It's about integrity, about standing up for what you believe in, even when the whole world's watching. And right now, Mayweather's integrity is being called into question like never before. Can he bounce back from this? Can he regain the trust and respect of the fans who've stood by him through thick and thin? That's the million-dollar question, my friends. But hey, let's not count the man out just yet. Mayweather's always been a fighter, both inside and outside the ring. He's faced adversity before, and he's come out swinging every single time. So who's to say he won't do it again? Maybe this whole saga will be just another chapter in the legend of Floyd Mayweather, another feather in his cap as he rides off into the sunset? Or maybe not. Maybe this is the beginning of the end, the first crack in the armor of a once invincible champion. Only time will tell, my friends, but one thing's for sure. Whatever happens next, it's bound to be one heck of a ride. So buckle up, boxing fans, because the Mayweather saga is far from over, and you won't want to miss a single round.